drafted to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I got to play for the Leafs. So in 1 year, I went from high school to playing in the NHL and playing in the World Juniors. And so I was 18, 19, so many things happened in 12 months. So that was the biggest year. Then after that, you'll probably Toronto 92 to 94 was our big run. Well, we did pretty good, but never won. You guys weren't around then.
We were. Gretzky robbed us.
Yes.
How many fights did you get in?
How many? Oh, too many. I don't know the numbers. My first 2 years, I think I had 65. And then it tapered off after that. But it was a different game then than today. Colton Orr, who's our fighter now, might get in 10. So it's a little different game today. Yes.
I was watching SportsCenter Top 10, and you were like the 5th best hitter of all time.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what
That's what they said? Yeah. I played pretty physical when I started, and then as I played more, you couldn't keep playing that way. Your body falls apart. And actually, hockey today is more physical than when I played because you guys have so much equipment on it. And you actually, that's one of the things we're going to start probably the next couple of years. You'll start seeing it getting less violent, I think. Just because everybody thinks they're invincible. You guys think you can't get hurt. And all of a sudden you don't protect yourself and then you run into somebody and it hurts. And the more we see guys like Sidney Crosby get concussions and stuff like that, the game will change again. We speeded the game up because we took away all the hooking and holding. Well, now the game's so fast, guys are getting hurt. Not hurt as in bad hits, as in illegal. It's just you hit each other so hard that bad things happen. You get concussion, you break things. So we'll go back. My guess is they'll go back to slowing the game down in a way, so guys can be stay healthy. Because the game is so fast today. Even as kids, it's very fast. Yes.
What is your favorite team to score against?
My favorite team to score against? Probably Detroit, Chicago, and Montreal. In no particular order. Detroit was a big rivalry. Your parents remember, it used to be the Chuck Norris division. Detroit, Minnesota, St. Louis, Toronto, Chicago was a division. That was our division. So that was a division game. Yes.
What was your favorite playoff moment?
Playoff moment? We never won it all, so I can't ever say we won a Stanley Cup. And usually people go back to when I scored a hat trick, but we lost the game, so it didn't matter. It was in Los Angeles. We went to overtime in Game 6, and we should have won the game. That was our chance to beat Gretzky, and we couldn't win it in overtime. And Game 7, Wayne had another one of his Wayne nights, put us away. So anytime you get to win in the playoffs, that's kind of a moment. It's fun. Your team does well.
How many teams did you play for?
I played for about 6 teams, I think. Toronto, Quebec, Islanders, Detroit, Chicago, and Tampa. Tampa was the one. Real nice day today in Tampa.
Who's your favorite player to play with?
Favorite player? I don't know about any favorites. You have a lot of great teammates. A lot of guys that Dave Elton and I played a while together. We live in Phoenix now. He played defense here. Russ Courtnall and I started together. We had a lot of fun because we were all young in the 80s. We were all 18 to 21 years old. Most of the team was that age group. And so we all were in the same level, same starting, the same time, all just left junior together. So that was a fun time. We were all kids playing. So that was a good time as well. Anybody else? Parents? Gonna learn? Now you guys are practicing. The biggest thing that kids your age don't do today, and I blame it on highlight film. Nobody tries to score. Everybody tries to be fancy. So they all see Sidney Crosby do the highlight film and a breakaway, but they forget that Sidney Crosby scored 49 other goals just by scoring. So in practice, all you're trying to do is do this real fancy stuff in front of the goalie, between the legs, behind the back. Where at the end of the day, what you want to do is score the goal, right? So when you're coming in on net, every time you come in on net, I want to score. Because at the end, it's more fun going like this, isn't it? Because if you try to be fancy all the time, you know what happens? You don't get to go like that very often. Because it doesn't work out that much. So whenever you're in practice, try to score. You got to skate 200 feet in a drill. You skate all the way down the ice, and then a lot of us quit when we get to the front of the net. Oh, we're done the drill now. That's when you should concentrate the most. When you get to the front of the net, to finish it. Because in a game, that's the fun part, isn't it? Scoring. That's the part I like. Right? So you got to want to score, but that in practice is practice as well. Right? So every time you do a shooting drill, and the coach is telling you to warm up the goalie, I used to score anyway. If he wants to play net, that's his problem. I'm out here to score a goal. Right? Because you want to be ready for the game. So you get in the game ready to play, you want to score a goal. That's the fun part. So I always try to score. I always finish. That's the guys like Luke Robitaille who scored 600, Brett Hull, Ovechkin. Nobody has more fun scoring than he does. When he gets there, he wants to score. You know what? I played a defense until I was 19. When I was your age, I was a defenseman. When I played junior, I was a defenseman. Then I got drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs when I was 18. They said, you're a forward. I was actually, when I was 18, I was defenseman of the year in the Western Hockey League. And then I got to the NHL, they said, you're a forward. So you never know what position you're going to play, right? When your coach asks you to change up in a game or something, it's always fun. You learn in somebody else's position. You also know what he goes through on the ice. You know, if you're a forward and you wonder why the defense couldn't get you the puck, if you play defense the odd times, you'll understand the pressures that he had. Or why he couldn't get you the puck because that guy was coming to get him.
Have you ever gotten a Gordy Hill hat trick?
Yeah, a couple of those. Accidentally, though. And it's not because of the fighting of the goal. Most people say it's because of the passing. I was always like the parents will understand. I was like the Cy Young. I always had more goals than assists. Russ Portland used to tell me the only time I got an assist is when I passed it off somebody's butt. Which means I was shooting and then somebody got the rebound, so I got an assist. So that was, I used to like to shoot a lot. Yeah. My favorite to play? I don't know if I ever have a favorite to play. Usually they get too many goals on us. But, you know, the guys at Toronto Maple Leafs have the hardest home building to play in out of anybody. Do you know why it's the hardest? No. 6 players on every team is from Ontario. So every time a Toronto team or a visiting team comes to Toronto, there's about 6 guys on that team that are from probably somewhere in Ontario. So that means it's like another home game for them. So they play, if you're in Tampa and you play in Tampa, you got 40 home games, then you come to Toronto, Steven Stamkos is from here. You know, you got all these guys that are, it's actually a second home. So they have, it's like another home game for them. So it's tough for our team. And we have to play very, very hard because it's not like another road, it's like a home game for the teams that come in. When we're playing in Los Angeles, is it tomorrow night? There's nobody from Los Angeles, so it's a road game. There's nobody that's from their hometown there, right? That's it. It's a tough building in Toronto because so many players, when they come back to Toronto, they love playing here on Saturday night. That's what we grew up watching, Hockey Night in Canada, right? So when visiting teams come in, and there's usually about, probably pretty close to 5-6 guys on most teams from the Ontario area. So they're excited to play in Toronto. So it's like a home game for them.
What was your favorite moment? Like what game?
What game? I don't know if I have a favorite moment in a game. Can't remember most of them anymore. I'm old.
What about Game 7 against Detroit?
Yeah, no, that's what Borchevsky got that one. Yeah. That was our playoff run, but probably had a couple games where there was.